Hi y'all, welcome to Our 2 Acres. Today we're gonna be making a breakfast casserole. So to get started, I have a dozen eggs, that's 12, in my bowl here. I am going to whisk that together. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting those whisked up a little bit to start. And then we'll add our other ingredients in and make sure that we have the rest whisked in. To that, I'm gonna add a half a cup of milk. I'm going to add in garlic powder, and I like to eyeball, but I'll link the recipe down below. So I'm gonna put in some garlic powder. We're gonna put in onion powder and some salt and pepper. So get that all in there. Whisk that all together until it's nice and mixed up. All those eggs are, the yolks are all broken in there. All right, so we're gonna set this aside for just a second. I'm gonna have a 9.5 by 13 pan, or 9 by 13, I don't know what they are, 9 by 13. I'm gonna put some spray on it so that our casserole does not stick. And to that, I'm going to add frozen shredded hash browns. This bag I bought is a 30-ounce bag. You can kind of put in, I'm not gonna quite use all of this because it's a little bit much. So I used probably about 2 cups less than what's in this bag. But if you like it more hash browny, you can put more in. So we're just gonna get those all spread out on the bottom. And on our hash browns, I'm gonna season the hash browns also, in addition to seasoning my eggs. That's gonna make sure that it's enough seasoning throughout the whole dish. This dish is really difficult to season because you can't taste your eggs and you can't really taste your frozen hash browns. So we're just gonna go ahead and give it a light little sprinkle with the garlic powder again and the onion powder and the salt and pepper right on top of those. This breakfast casserole is really great because you can make it ahead of time and just put it all together, cover it, put it in the fridge, and then leave it overnight, pop it in the oven in the morning. It's great to take for brunch, for breakfast for dinner, or whatever you're gonna have. It's a really easy casserole and it reheats really well. So you can put it in your fridge and have lunch or have breakfast for the whole week if you want to. So got our hash browns all seasoned. I'm gonna take my eggs. That was a little southern there, huh? All right, I'm gonna take my eggs. I'm gonna pour them over the top of my hash browns. Get it all pretty even in there. It's gonna kind of spread out, so it's not be super, oops, there's a little egg mixed in there. A little egg yolk that didn't get mixed in. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour this all over the top. And to the top of that, I have cooked sausage. This is a pound of cooked breakfast sausage. I'm just gonna sprinkle this all over the top here. Make sure that's all spread out evenly. Gotta drop a piece there on the counter. All right. And then to that, I'm going to add a large can of diced green chilies. This is a 7-ounce can. And I'm just gonna sprinkle those on top. This is gonna give it a lot, it's gonna give it a lot of flavor. It's also gonna give it just a little bit of color. Not a ton, but it's gonna be really delicious, but not spicy. These green chilies are not spicy. I guess you could use spicy ones if you wanted to use spicy ones, but I like the milder ones. So we're just gonna get that whole can on there, sprinkled on. I'm gonna spread this out. I got a big chunk right here, so spread those out a little bit so that everybody gets a little bit of green chili. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do that. And then to the top of this, I'm gonna add cheese. I'm gonna add, y'all know how I measure. I'm just gonna add a couple big handfuls. It's probably gonna be close to 2 cups of cheese to the top here. I like my casseroles really cheesy, so we're gonna do that. Just basically cover the top of your casserole with that cheese. I'll put just a little bit more. Okay. And then from there, we're gonna put some aluminum foil on the top. Cover it nice and tight. And I'm gonna put this in a 375 oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. After about 30 minutes, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna pull that aluminum foil off so that cheese can kind of crisp up a little bit. And I'll show you how to do that when we get a little closer. So let's pop this in the oven. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let that cook and we'll get back. All right, so our timer has gone off. I'm gonna check this casserole. I checked it at 30 minutes and it was still a little bit juicy, so I put it in for another 10 minutes. You're gonna have to kind of just gauge the time. So now we're gonna take this out and I'm going to pull the aluminum foil off and put it back in for another 5 to 10 minutes, just so that cheese can get crispy on the top. Oh yeah. So I'll show you this. It's a little bit jiggly still in the middle, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the foil off and put it back in for about another 10 to 15 minutes so that cheese will get a little bit browned on top and that middle will not be juicy anymore. So let's go ahead and put this back in. And we'll give it another 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so our timer has gone off. Let's go ahead and give this a check. Pull it out. I'm gonna poke the middle of it with a fork just to make sure that it's not still juicy in the middle. Oh yeah, looks great. So there is our casserole. You can see that it's all set. The cheese is a little bit brown on top and the inside middle part is not juicy with that egg anymore. So that's how we can tell that it is finished. So I'm gonna let this cool down just a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna get a big plate of it because I'm hungry.